Place a Shih Tzu beside a Tibetan Terrier, and the first sensation you get is that you're looking at two characters who stepped out of two entirely different worlds, one born from a palace paved with silk carpets and soft footsteps, the other shaped by the frozen trails of the Himalayas, where the sound of temple bells blends with the wind into an ancient melody. The Shih Tzu emerged from a ceremonial crossbreeding between the Lhasa Apso and the Pekingese, eventually becoming the most luxurious gift Tibetans offered to Chinese emperors and empresses. Its personality, as a result, feels carved from gentleness itself, friendly, soft, and deeply drawn to human affection. The Tibetan Terrier, meanwhile, carries the spirit of a mountain sentinel, a dog raised not only as a companion but also as a guardian and guide in monastic life across thousands of years. If the Shih Tzu is the mascot of courtly celebrations, loved for its sparkling round eyes and irresistible charm, then the Tibetan Terrier feels like a small, wandering monk, calm, observant, and quietly aware of every movement in the room. The Shih Tzu's friendliness is the natural outcome of its palace upbringing. It never needed to be wary, never needed to fight, only to bring joy to its royal family. The original document comparing Shih Tzu and Lhasa Apso makes this clear, describing the Shih Tzu as super friendly, able to bond with strangers and other dogs easily, a sharp contrast to the more serious temperament of the Tibetan Terrier. In the Terrier, caution isn't fear, but instinct, the same instinct that once protected monks living in isolated mountains, where every unfamiliar sound might signal danger. What's fascinating is that both breeds share the same ancestral land, Tibet, yet time pushed them down two diverging evolutionary paths. The Shih Tzu became a symbol of elegance and affection, while the Tibetan Terrier grew into a thoughtful, loyal, spiritually sturdy dog with a streak of independence. Their long coats make them look like cousins, but that's where the similarity ends. Everything else, their behavior, their purpose, their worldview branches off into different universes. The Shih Tzu will trot toward you with a wagging tail ready to melt your heart, while the Tibetan Terrier will stand a few steps away, studying you, feeling out your intentions, and only then deciding whether you are someone worth approaching. Part 1 paints the first stroke of this comparison, one breed born to be adored, and another born to protect. Both natures are beautiful in their own right, and the contrast between them is exactly what makes the comparison so compelling, like two legends from the same Tibetan root, splitting into two entirely different myths. The next chapter dives deeper into these differences and how they shape the everyday bond between each breed and the humans who choose them. When you look closer, the contrast between a Shih Tzu and a Tibetan Terrier becomes even clearer through the simple reality of size, not just height or weight, but how their physical proportions shape the way they move through life. The Shih Tzu, small enough to fit comfortably on a lap or curl into the corner of a blanket, carries a softness that seems almost intentional, as if the breed was sculpted for human touch. Its compact frame, usually no more than 9 to 11 inches tall and light enough to lift with one arm, makes the world feel like a playground built specifically for indoor comfort. This is the kind of dog that thrives inside apartments, weaving between furniture, trotting behind its owner from room to room, with the effortless confidence of a creature who knows it belongs anywhere its human is. The Tibetan Terrier, on the other hand, occupies space with a different kind of presence. Standing a full head taller and weighing nearly twice as much, it moves with a blend of grounded strength and surprising elegance, like a dancer who once trained on uneven mountain paths. Its size gives it a wider awareness of the environment, a natural alertness inherited from centuries of guarding monastery entrances and leading monks across precarious trails. Where the Shih Tzu sees a cozy home, the Tibetan Terrier sees a territory to watch over, a space where every sound and scent forms part of a map it silently memorizes. This difference in size also changes how each dog interacts with humans. A Shih Tzu leans into affection, almost melting into your arms, happy to be carried, held, or tucked into your lap, as if softness itself is its survival strategy. The Tibetan Terrier is affectionate too, but in a sturdier way. It stands beside you, not on you, offering presence rather than dependence, companionship rather than constant closeness. By understanding their size, you begin to understand the rhythms of their lives, one born to nestle in the warmth of human comfort, the other designed to navigate a larger world with purposeful steps. The true divide between a Shih Tzu and a Tibetan Terrier has little to do with their long coats or their shared Tibetan roots. It lives quietly in the way they love their humans. Temperament shapes everything: the rhythm of your mornings, the warmth of your nights, and the small, ordinary moments in between. And here, the two breeds drift into opposite but strangely complementary emotional worlds. A Shih Tzu loves in a way that feels almost childlike. This is a dog born to be a companion. So, affection comes naturally, instantly, and wholeheartedly. They run to you first. They touch you first. And they always want to be where you are. They welcome strangers with the same bright enthusiasm they reserve for family. And they slip easily into play with other dogs. A Shih Tzu gathers the energy of the entire home and carries it inside that round. Sparkling gaze, a kind of unconditional joy that doesn't ask for explanation, only for your presence. That makes them a perfect choice for people who crave gentleness, comfort, and simple emotional warmth after long days. The Tibetan Terrier, meanwhile, loves with the quiet confidence of someone who sees the whole room before stepping into it. Their affection isn't loud or rushed. It's measured, thoughtful, and rooted in loyalty. They need a moment, a few seconds of observation, a silent reading of the environment, a subtle evaluation of you, before deciding you are worthy of trust. But once that trust forms, it's deep and unwavering. Tibetan Terriers become shadows of devotion, staying close without being clingy, offering presence rather than dependence, and showing affection in a way that feels grounded and mature. Their love is steady, protective, and sincere. This brings us naturally to an important question: which breed suits which kind of person? Experts tend to agree on a beautifully simple guideline. Choose a Shih Tzu if your heart leans toward softness. If you want a dog who brightens your home with easy joy, who stays close, who offers emotional comfort simply by being present, they're ideal for first-time dog owners, older adults, apartment dwellers, and anyone who wants a small companion with a big happy spirit. Choose a Tibetan Terrier if you value emotional depth over constant closeness. If you are drawn to a dog who stands beside you rather than on you, who watches over your family with gentle vigilance, who bonds with you not through neediness, but through loyalty. They pair well with people who are stable, patient, introspective, or those who want a companion that feels both affectionate and quietly protective. In the end, both breeds love beautifully, one through warm brightness, the other through calm devotion, and the choice isn't about which is better, but which speaks more clearly to the way you love. A Shih Tzu and a Tibetan Terrier may both wear long, flowing coats. Yet the meaning behind their fur could not be more different. Their coat is not just decoration, it is history, survival, and personality woven into every strand. And once you understand it, you begin to see why each breed behaves the way it does. A Shih Tzu's coat feels like silk spun from softness itself, light, delicate, and made to be touched. It was never designed for harsh weather or rugged terrain, but for palace chambers, warm cushions, and gentle grooming hands. When a Shih Tzu lies against you, that softness seems to dissolve into your skin, reminding you that this is a dog shaped by comfort and human closeness. Their grooming routine is frequent but almost therapeutic, warm baths every 2 weeks, daily brushing to keep the tangles away, and the familiar ritual of tying up that little top knot that has become their iconic charm. Caring for a Shih Tzu's coat is not a chore, it's a conversation. A bonding moment between you and a creature who thrives on gentle attention. The Tibetan Terrier's coat, however, carries the texture of the mountains that raised it. It is a double coat, an outer layer long and protective, paired with an inner layer soft and insulating. This design wasn't crafted for beauty alone. It kept monks warm in sub-zero winds, protected the dog from snowstorms, and allowed it to navigate icy paths without freezing. Touching their coat feels like touching a piece of the Himalayas, sturdy, purposeful, and surprisingly warm. Grooming a Tibetan Terrier is more demanding, a commitment to maintaining the very thing that once kept the breed alive. And this is where the expert advice quietly slips in. Choose a Shih Tzu if you want a dog whose grooming is gentle and intimate. Choose a Tibetan Terrier if you appreciate the discipline and mindfulness required to maintain a working coat with deep ancestral meaning. In understanding their coats, you aren't just caring for fur, you're caring for the past each breed carries on its back. The differences between a Shih Tzu and a Tibetan Terrier become even clearer once you watch how each one moves through a day, not just how they walk or play, but how they inhabit the spaces around you. Their energy levels shape the rhythm of your home, and understanding this makes choosing between them feel less like picking a breed and more like choosing a lifestyle. A Shih Tzu lives at a gentle pace, almost as if the world is made of soft edges. Their idea of exercise is a slow wander around the block, a short game of fetch in the living room, or simply following you from sofa to kitchen and back again. They don't rush. They don't demand. And they don't crumble if you miss a walk. Throw a toy twice, and they'll act as if they've just completed a marathon. Their energy is more emotional than physical. They bring warmth, not intensity. A Shih Tzu belongs in homes where peace is valued, where quiet evenings matter more than constant activity, and where companionship is more important than challenge. The Tibetan Terrier, in contrast, carries the memory of mountain air in its stride. They're not hyperactive, but they do need movement that means something: longer walks, a proper run in the yard, or mentally stimulating play that taps into their intelligence and alertness. They read the environment with purpose, and their energy is steady rather than soft. A Tibetan Terrier will stand beside you with intent, waiting for direction, waiting for a chance to explore or guard, or simply understand the world around them. Their presence adds a sense of structure to your day, a quiet reminder that some dogs carry responsibility in their blood. This leads naturally into the guidance trainers often give: choose a Shih Tzu if your life is shaped by gentleness. Choose a Tibetan Terrier if your routine welcomes movement, outdoor time, and the companionship of a dog who embraces purpose. Their energy doesn't just fill your home, it determines the tempo of your days. And the beauty lies in choosing the music that matches your own. By now, the paths of the Shih Tzu and the Tibetan Terrier have unfolded like two separate stories, one written in silk and softness, the other in wind and stone. Yet the conclusion is not about which breed is superior, because neither seeks to outshine the other. The truth, quiet but undeniable, is that each breed simply gravitates toward a different kind of human heart. A Shih Tzu belongs to someone who finds joy in gentleness, someone who appreciates the comforting weight of a small body curled against their lap, who prefers peaceful evenings to restless adventures, who enjoys the ritual of brushing, tying, and holding a dog that seems made for affection. If your home is a sanctuary where warmth matters more than noise, a Shih Tzu will not just fit in, it will thrive. And it will make you softer, without even trying. A Tibetan Terrier, meanwhile, belongs to someone who values depth, steadiness, and quiet strength. Someone who doesn't need constant closeness, but treasures loyalty that feels earned, not given automatically. Someone who welcomes a dog that thinks before acting, who appreciates alertness, intelligence, and the subtle presence of a companion who will stand beside you, rather than cling to you. If you live a life that balances calm with purpose, walks that mean something, days with rhythm, the Tibetan Terrier will not just accompany you, it will understand you. And so the choice, in the end, becomes a mirror. Do you want a dog who wraps your heart in softness, or a dog who anchors your home with silent devotion? Both roads are beautiful. Both companions are loyal. Both stories are worth living. What matters most is choosing the one whose nature feels like an echo of your own. The dog who doesn't just share your home, but shares your way of being in the world.